Hello everybody, welcome to Wednesday's edition of Chris Pritchard Cycling News Show on YouTube. Terms and conditions apply, don't sue me, this is purely entertainment, not factually correct. If you enjoyed that jingle, hit that like button. If you enjoy this content, hit that like button. You know the score. If you don't like it, hit that dislike button, see if I care. And leave me a mean comment down below so we can have some good comments next week. I do love it when the trolls get involved. Hello everybody, welcome to today's show. We're going to get straight into the news, and this warms the heart immensely. After competing in the Commonwealth Games road race on Sunday, Jake Stewart headed back off to the Tour de Land, where he ended up only bloody winning.
And now it's up to Groupama FDG to go and catch this man back. 500 meters to go for the Quick-Step Alpha Vinyl rider. I think it's Remy Cavagna. He is, of course, an accomplished time trialist, and that was a very powerful move. Just a few hundred meters to go. He's absolutely giving his everything in that final. If the helicopter shot is just panning out just a little bit, it looks like Remy Cavagna is just going to outsmart the sprinters. Jason Tesson is trying to get, he's really giving his everything there in the final, of course, cheered on by the French crowd. Where is the finish line? It's awfully close. He's not going to make it. Is it Jason Tesson? Is it going to be Jake Stewart? I think it's going to be Jake Stewart. He thinks he won this race. This is going to be the first win of Jason Stewart, but he left it awfully late there, Hannah.
Yeah, Jake Stewart left it awfully late, and I think he has just taken his maiden professional victory.
Now, Jake Stewart, I've got to admit, I don't know anything about in terms of how he's progressed through the grassroots of cycling to get to where he's got to. I presumed he was the makings of what every single cyclist seems to be in Great Britain. Get picked up by the Olympic Development Programme, race on the track for a few years, then become part of the World Tour after you win a few national titles, you win a few big races over here. But it doesn't seem that he's done that. Jake Stewart just seems to have packed up his stuff, headed over to France. It's pretty much, if you look at his pro cycling stats, he signed for FDJ's development team way early in his career, and he's stayed there ever since. And I think that's a testament to him, to show that nowadays I don't know if kids even think about it nowadays, but back in the day, 2010, 2008, back to when Swifty, Cav, Ed Clancy, G, Rob Partridge, Matt Bramier were all kind of part of that setup. It seemed that unless you were in that setup and you went to Italy and you lived there with the GB setup, you didn't really progress. But Jake Stewart's living proof that you do. So you think of Adam Yates. I remember when Adam Yates got kicked out of the development squad, and it looked like that was his career over. He took himself away abroad, raced abroad, became who he's become today. So huge, massive congratulations to Jake Stewart. One, for doing it his own way, and two, finally getting his first World Tour victory at the Tour de Line. And his interview afterwards, after the race, was pure emotion.
Just to finally get the win. I've been chasing it for so long, and just feels like a massive weight off my shoulders.
Your team was very strong today.
Yeah, they did an amazing job. You know, we came here with a plan, and we've been saying for so long that the first stage of Tour de Lam was perfect for me, and everyone knew their job today, and everyone did their work, and Clem and Davy did an amazing job all day, chasing the break, and then Seb and Rudy and Lars there with me for the finish, and unfortunately we lost my usual leader, man Fabian. He had a puncture, but we never gave up, and I'm just so thankful to everyone from the team and the guys today.
One more congrats, and we hope that you stay with the Jersey or the Tour de Land.
Yeah, I think that would be difficult, but just made up, it's emotional. I never expected to be here this week and with legs like this, and just for everyone that's supported me along the way and got me here, and most importantly my family and George, they've been there every step of the way, and it's just it's amazing.
Cracking result for him. Tour de Lane continues today. But did you notice yesterday, if you watched it over on Eurosport, did you notice anything different? Did you hear anything different? You might have. But if you haven't, just have a listen again.
But he left it awfully late there, Hannah.
Yeah, Jake Stewart left it awfully late, and I think he has just taken his maiden professional victory.
Boom, that's right. It was the first all-women team on Eurosport to call a race. No men in sight. No men in sight calling a man's race. But I know there's going to be some people out there that go, oh, what did they know about it? Oh. So get involved in the chat. Get involved, see if I care. I think it's massive that that's happened, and I think it's great that it's happened. And I could not care less if it's a man or a woman commentating, as long as they've got the knowledge, they've got the charisma and the passion for cycling. Who gives a flying fuck? Honestly, who gives a flying monkeys? Not me. But hey, passing it off to you. Let me know down below. What do you think to Jake Stewart's victory? Massive. What do you think of an all-female cast calling out an all-men's race? And I presume they all identify as men. And the two people commenting, I presume they identify as women. Oh God, I've just opened a can of worms. Let's have a transition. Staying with the theme of racing, seeing as that's all that seems to be happening at the minute. Marianne Vos was in the news last show after she got disqualified up in Sweden for doing the old puppy pose. Hands over the bars. This is how long it happened. It went bang. Oh shit. That was it. Got DQ'd. A lot of people in the comments said should not have been DQ'd, should have simply had a fine or a warning. And I think that would have been more than enough. Like I said in Monday's show, if she'd have done it for longer, if she'd have gained an advantage being in that position, although the idea is not that they're gaining an advantage, it's just because it becomes dangerous. That's why the UCI banned it. However, it didn't stop her winning the opening stage of the Tour of Scandinavia. Bish bash bosh, Marianne Vos goes and wins a race. Clearly the disqualification didn't even raise an eyebrow in her camp. She just cracked on, ended up winning the first stage of the Tour of Scandinavia. That continues today. I'll bring you some more news if anything exciting happens in that in the coming days. Oh, let's have a transition. Next up, let's talk about this story. Hugely sad. Not that it could ever come at the right time, but certainly had this happened prior to the Tour de France, I think Jumbo could have been in a little bit of trouble. Tiesj Benoot, one of the men who assisted hugely, immensely to Jonas Vingegaard taking that yellow jersey for Jumbo-Visma at this year's Tour de France, has fractured his neck in a training crash. Over on Cycling News, it says that Tiesj Benoot was injured while training in Livigno in Italy on Monday, fracturing a vertebrae in his neck, with this injury ending his 2022 season. However, the rider took to Twitter or Instagram, I can't remember which one, to let his fans know that he was doing all right. First of all, right, I want to let everyone know that I'm doing okay, right? Yesterday, I was involved in a crash in the Italian Alps. I'm now in hospital, receiving good medical care to recover from the crash. Despite the seriousness of the situation, examinations, all right, mate, hello, mate, all right, examinations showed that I suffered a small fracture in my neck. I was never in a life-threatening situation, and I'm stable. Like my barn. Oh. Anyway, thanks everyone for sending me all your kind messages. And the following weeks I will focus on my recovery. Tiesj Benoot. Dankjewel. Alsjeblieft. So yeah, Tiesj Benoot ending his 2022 season not the way he'd wanted to after such an amazing Tour de France with the rest of his team. Everyone here at CPS, which is just me, because Louis is still off, I want to extend our sympathies to him and hope he don't watch this show, he don't care. But, you know, it's virtue signalling, isn't it? Get well soon. No, honestly, like, get well soon. Who wants to see a rider of his caliber? Anybody. Whether they're good or shit, you don't want to see a rider with a fractured neck, do you? So get well soon, Tiesj. Hope you're doing all right, pal. Hope you're doing all right. And then let's finish on this story. Let's try and get some I'm only putting this in just to rile up some people. Come on, it's YouTube. It's what we do best. It's what we do best. So let's get into it. Jeremey Vine, the gift that keeps on giving, recently tweeted this out.
Had a great east-west cycle with my wife at the weekend. Lovely, mate. Yeah, great. Really good. Lots and lots of protected cycle paths like this. And then we come to Kensington and I say, look, we can't do Notting Hill, Bayswater. It's just... You drop down to Kensington High Street. That's an absolute horror show, a chainsaw massacre, not a single inch of protected cycle path. Let's try going down to the river. I know it's Kensington, but maybe it's better. Have a look at what happened. You can be cross with this guy on the pavement, but he's taken a decision based on his personal safety. This is the richest part of the richest borough in the country, and there is nothing for cyclists. The layout has confused us. Because there's nowhere else to go, we're trapped and we have to go onto the pavement. God, look at this, look at this.
It's a bit lethal. It's not very clear that that's a left-hand filter. Like that.
Okay. What do they do? Oh, I didn't know what to do there. But yeah, I think so. Beaufort Street and
Firstly, can we get a round of applause for that editing on that video? That is bloody wonderful. I don't know who's edited it, but cracking. Louis, if you're watching this, take a leaf out of that book. Edit better. Edit bloody better. But he does make some valid points. I mean, right at the end, the cyclist wanted to go straight on, I believe, because they had to stop at the red light and they were in the right position for where they needed to be, but they were in a lane that filtered to the left, which meant that that bus nearly ended up squashing that guy. Now, that guy probably could have easily stepped onto the curb, so hopefully nothing would have happened. But if it was a lorry or an HGV or something like that, that could have potentially crushed and killed him, which wouldn't have been very nice for him or the people around him or the driver. But it is strange that in London you have some amazing cycling lanes, sectioned off. What's the right word? Not isolated. I don't know, it'll come to me in a minute. But they're sectioned off, separated away from the actual road. And then you've got places like this where, oh my God, I enjoy riding in busy streets. It's fun. I don't want to say it's fun, that's the wrong thing. It is, it's fun actually, yeah. I do enjoy the challenge of being in and out of traffic, of being hyper aware of everything that's going on around me. I do believe that as I'd like to say relevantly advanced cyclist, that helps me hone my skills. But what you forget is that not everyone on a bike has the skills that a lot of cyclists who have raced, for instance, have. They don't have the awareness. I don't want to say I've got a spidey sense, but I kind of have a bit of a... I'm going to say that now, I'm going to end up crashing, aren't I? Old karma's going to kick my ass. But I do believe that the majority of people that cycle within London don't have the awareness required to competently navigate through that traffic. So what you've got is, you've got cyclists who are just commuting, who don't gain the relevant experience needed to get through it safely. Then you've got car drivers who detest cyclists because they feel like cyclists get in the way and cyclists can travel further in London in a shorter space of time. So these guys get annoyed with these guys. Then you've got lorry drivers who can't even see these guys and get annoyed at these guys and just hope that they don't kill anyone. So you've got a trifecta of incompetency going on from all aspects, everywhere. And It doesn't surprise me that so many people get killed or injured on the roads in London when you're in the richest part of London and they can't even factor in cycle paths for cyclists to get through. It's not like cyclists have just rocked up and said we want this. Cyclists have been there for years. Cycling should be the only form of transport within London. Sue me for saying it, I don't care. It should be. You should either walk, use public transport, or you should cycle. Or electric scooters. They're mega fun. Tell me I'm wrong though. Tell me I'm wrong. Park your cars on the outskirts of London, make your way in. I don't know, it was just a good talking point, weren't it? Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think to London and its great infrastructure and its lack of infrastructure? Do you ride in London? Are you scared of riding in London? Do you like Jeremey Vine? Do you hate Jeremey Vine for what he's doing for cyclists? I think it's great. Content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure you check us out. On Friday, we've got another show coming where we're going to recap all the latest transfers from this season of transfers within the cycling world. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you on the next one.